Coach, they love their crab cakes and they love their football. That's what Maryland does. And we are at M&T Bank Stadium down near the Inner Harbor of Baltimore. Here's a scene a short time ago. The Ravens introduced to this sellout crowd, and through a sea of pyrotechnics, out they came from the tunnel. We're set to go as the Ravens get ready to match up with the Cleveland Browns. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20.
Here we go. 180.
Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. Let's go one more.
Here's the first carry now for Todd Gurley. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
180.
Rip left, rip left.
Now on second down, this is Gurley. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
So on the heels of the run by Todd Gurley, another 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Here we go.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
Let's go, D.
They run out of the shotgun with Gurley. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 3rd down.
Here we go. Here we go. Like 20.
Mike, let's get the ball.
White.
Let's go.
Hey, Echo.
Number 53. Mike, 53. Watch the run.
Working from the gun, Garoppolo. He sets to fire deep. And that will be incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, and have them back on their heels.
On is the punter, Cook, who sends it away. Now Landry, a beautiful fake. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10 at their own 22. Mayfield. And he rifles it complete, caught by Landry. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a 1st down.
First down, Browns.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
Mayfield tosses one complete to Landry. It's a gain of 10, and the Browns are going to get a 1st down.
It's a gain of 10.
Brandon, I think we can see early on they're making a concerted effort to get him the football. So to me, that means they like the matchup that they have. They feel like he's better than the guys that are covering him. 2 plays, 2 passes. We'll see if they go back to that well.
A first carry now for Nick Chubb. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
The Browns opted not to pick a running back with their first 2 selections at number 1 and 4 in the first round. But they circled back in the second round and got a really good one to Nick Chubb out of Georgia. Broke off a nice run there, and that's where he's good. Good vision, able to see where the hole is, and make nice gains each time he touches the ball.
From the 44, Mayfield. And he's got the hook up to Landry. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Jarvis Landry, his second touchdown on the season. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turning into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line.
The Ravens take over first and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going, and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vantage.
And now Garoppolo lost the football, and I think the Browns got it. They did. A little careless with the football, and he also had a fumble loss last week, didn't he?
He certainly did, and when I'm watching him play, the one thing that comes to mind is always remember, traffic, turbulence, people around you. 2 hands. Get 2 hands on the ball. Grip it tight. I know it looks cool to have it in one hand. Put it away. Tuck it away because you've got to take care of the ball.
Now Mayfield. This is caught. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Jarvis Landry, his second touchdown of the game, his third on the year. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. And this is no good. Missed the PAT, so they fail to connect, and this remains a 13-0 game. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. This is fielded a couple yards deep.
That's it, baby. You
The Ravens take over first and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Here we go.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now, and I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. And now Garoppolo lost the football. The big man, get the oxygen tank ready, and he'll score. Touchdown, Browns. Second time he's lost a fumble. This one hurts more. It's returned for 6.
He's been under a lot of duress, hasn't he? Pressured, hurried, harassed the whole game.
Well, the offensive line not giving him a lot of help.
Not a lot of help, but the bottom line, he's got to take care of the football.
Point after, right down the middle. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And that last possession, really a gut punch. You seemingly had it working. You were in the midst of a very strong drive, then suddenly the fumble, and you're watching the Todd Gurley wave goodbye. The 30, past the 20, and he takes this way down deep into Cleveland territory. A big run there by Gurley, 72 yards. First red zone chance now for the Ravens. They've got it 1st and goal at the 7. They'll run here with Ingram. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. If you're going to run against this unit, especially down here, just beware. I mean, they're the top rushing defense in the league.
Yeah, and then they go ahead and they double down with the whole thing because you think, okay, let's throw the ball. Oh, yeah, that's right. They defend the pass pretty well, too. Very difficult task right now.
On the toss, it's Gurley. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss. And now it's 3rd down. Good opening quarter for him. Remember, he had the sack earlier. Now a tackle for loss, another tackle for loss.
He's really making it tough on the play caller, though, isn't he? Because it's one thing to try and adjust when a guy is disrupting your running game. But when he's messing up your passing game as well, they may have to devote at least a second guy to him to try and keep him away from their plays.
And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play as we'll get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. A big play to start the drive got him in this position, but this defense has held firm since, and now it's 3rd and goal.
11.
To throw, it's Garoppolo. And he's got it. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Willie Snead, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Justin Tucker for the extra point. That is good, and that'll make it 20-7. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Browns drive about to get started.
Hey, alert! Hey, team 6.
Mayfield on play action. Looking left side, that's caught by Landry. And all the way down to the 29.
Here we go.
A big play that time for Cleveland. 46 yards. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Mayfield hands it off to Chubb, and he'll be brought down at about the 25 after a pickup of 4.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 25-yard line.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports. The start of the second quarter, and it's the Browns in control of the football as they are looking at a 2nd down and 6 coming up. They go with Chubb on 2nd down. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. From the gun, Mayfield. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. He's exceeded his receiving yards from a week ago, and we're still in the first half. It's a 1st down.
First down, Browns.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Sets him up nicely. 1st and goal. It was a pickup of 14.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. In this defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
I got you. I got you.
Hurry, hurry!
Check 3, check 3. No. Off. Check safety.
Up.
Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
Hey, 180!
Let's go. Hey, pick it up, defense. Let's go.
Run.
Check 37.
Hurry!
You gotta get moving, man. Man moving. You gotta get that. 40.
They'll run with Chubb. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. Good first step there defensively, but they're still knocking on the doorstep, so maybe another run here?
I think so. And one of my favorite coaches used to say, son, if you can darn near lay down near the end zone and get in, give me my best power running play with my best back right now.
Switch.
They'll give it to Chubb. And he takes this one in for a Brown score. Nick Chubb, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. And they drew up the counter there. It worked. They're glad they drew up the counter.
And a lot of times what you're trying to do is just simply get the defense moving in one direction. It doesn't take much. Even 1 step's enough. Get them going in one direction and then cut back against the grain and let your running back finish it off and get the work done.
Extra point right down the middle. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Joseph now to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Go.
Here we go.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
A run there on 1st down and a pretty good one of 5 yards, so make it 2nd and 5.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of 1st downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up the score.
And forget that 100-yard rushing game, at least for the moment, as he'll lose yardage here and fall back under the century mark for the game.
Well, with the kind of half he's had, I think we can forgive him that run, right? Not every run's going to be a big play, is it?
No, and also the blocking just wasn't there. No room to run.
Yeah, defensively, they got to find a way to build on that because he's eating them alive in the first half.
And for the Browns, a nickel set here on third down.
Mike 53. Hey, let's get off the field.
Black.
Off the field, D. 53.
Hey, Charlie.
53 is the mark.
Here we go. Here we go.
Looking to throw. Garoppolo. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 35. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Browns defense has a touchdown. That pick six extending this lead even further. Boy, it's been a while since I've seen a team struggle this badly in the first half.
I think all they want to do is get to the locker room, try and regroup, and come out to start the third quarter. But if things don't improve fast then, I think the backups get a lot of play in the second half.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And they gave up the pick six, and now they'll be looking to right the ship here. Now, as a quarterback, are you a little more cautious this go-around?
You should be, just because after what you gave up. But you can't be so cautious as to just really take things in, and now you're not going to play loose enough to give your team a chance to score. But you still have to be careful because those defensive guys, I know the reputation defense guys can't catch. All evidence to the contrary on that last possession, though.
Here's second and 7 now from the 28.
All day, every day, any day.
Throwing now is Garoppolo. He uncorks it for Snead. And got his man complete. It's a gain of 34.
Well, we spent a lot of time exalting the offensive masterminds in this game, right? They draw up these beautiful plays. They look so perfect up on the board. But occasionally, sometimes you just say, throw it up and let him go get it. How about that play?
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Garoppolo now. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Joe Schobert able to take him down. It's a loss of 3.
Well, that was their third sack of the ball game. Second in the league in sacks coming into this one. They plan on making it a race to the top, aren't they?
Absolutely. They're looking up at that top spot, but they might be looking down at the second spot pretty soon. And he's going to be down at the 35. Gain of 7.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a second and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to third and manageable with that run.
One, Omaha.
Garoppolo looks to throw. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Myles Garrett in there to take him down on what will take us to the 2-minute warning. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach. That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
And from that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3.
Watch the screen! Watch the screen! Watch the screen!
Here's Mayfield. They set up the screen to Chubb. He'll have a first down and more past the 20. And he'll finally be taken down at the 29-yard line. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. Mayfield brings him up 1st and 10, and he's completed all 7 of his passes thus far. From the gun, it's a give to Chubb. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
The evolution of Clay Matthews as a player, it's just one that they're going to end up writing books about. He didn't even start until his senior year at USC. He didn't start in high school. And now he's at all-pro level in the NFL. How about the play he just made there?
Yeah, he has certainly made a name for himself. William Clay Matthews III. The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd.
Hey, watch that. Regular.
Mayfield now. He's got the first down and more past midfield. He gets it across the 50 and down to the 48. The Browns passing game finding its stride. They've got another first down.
First down, Cleveland.
On 1st and 10, Mayfield. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Odell Beckham, as the first half is winding down, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Extra point splits the uprights. Our first update now comes from Atlanta, and it's the Titans who are off to the early lead in that ball game. That one tight to this point, and you'd have to imagine it'll stay tight throughout. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And he'll probably wish he'd reconsidered here. It will cost him 10 yards as he's down at the 15.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive, almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. Greedy Williams, the rookie out of LSU, there to knock it away. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground. And he'll just keep 2 hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. The Ravens on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 8. One more time, they'll keep it on the ground. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets this football out shy of the 30 to the 29. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
53, Mike, 53. Hey,
21.
here I come.
Garoppolo, a final shot here before half. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Browns are going to get the second half kickoff, and they've got this lead as well as we are back and underway. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Browns drive about to get started. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down.
He can't hang. He's not going to get me.
A run for Nick Chubb as he's got this down inside the 40 to the 39. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point. Going to make that defense stand up and stop him. From the 39, Mayfield over the middle to Beckham. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 26.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
180. Coming. I'm coming. I'm coming.
On the ground, it's Chubb. And he'll get it down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
Safe. King. Greystone.
They'll run with Hunt on second down. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a third down.
180.
Tight end left. 4 down. All over. Watch out.
Pistol.
Third and short yardage, Mayfield. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
The Ravens take over first and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
Here we go.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here at half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense, and reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? And it sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. Here's Gurley. And he'll take this one for about 4 up to the 40.
when we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
Watch twist, watch twist, watch twist, 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 twist. 21, 21.
Back to the workhorse today. It's Gurley. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Brought down that time by Christian Kirksey.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Throwing is Garoppolo on third down. He gets it to Gurley, complete. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
Here we go.
Still just the third quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on fourth.
Watch QB drop.
They do go for it. It's Garoppolo. And it is incomplete. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Browns are going to get this thing back. Excellent field position.
180. Blue Dan.
A toss play to Chubb. Not much there. Maybe a couple as he's taken down at the 40.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a first down. Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10.
Watch the run.
Chubb on the counter. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
180. 48 right now. Let's go.
Drop deep. Kill.
Real.
Now Chubb. And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we've played 3 quarters. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. On third down, it's Nick Chubb. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. That'll back them up 2 yards and also bring up 4th.
Partner, I know my grade school teachers never would believe this, but I can absorb a lesson. I think there's a lesson in this one. He's having a great day running the football, but occasionally they're going to find a way to stop you, aren't they?
Yeah, this time the defense stepped up in what's been so far a tough game for them. Joseph now to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Here we go.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know.
And he's taken to the ground, but he was pulled down by the face mask. Here come the flags. And I believe this is going to be a first down. After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. To throw is Garoppolo. And the Browns' pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Christian Kirksey In there with pressure yet again. That is the 7th time that they have dropped him here this afternoon. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Here's Garoppolo to throw. And they'll set up the screen to Gurley. And he'll be taken down, losing yardage back at the 9-yard line. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And it's going to be 3rd down and forever.
Here we go, here we go. 180!
53. Strip the ball. Strip that ball.
From the gun, it's Garoppolo. Looking deep downfield. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row. There were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. Landry, the intended target, and it's 3rd and short. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And he's got the 1st down yardage as he takes it down to the 49. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues. They run again on 1st down, Chubb. And a 6-yard gain gets them right around the 43.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Here we go. Bang!
Hurry, hurry!
Bang, bang! 58.
On the carry, it's Chubb. And he'll be brought down at about the 42.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Real.
They'll try to run for the 1st down with Hunt. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49.
I have zero rooting interest in either team in this game. I only want a good game. But with all the offense we've seen from them tonight, it's kind of nice to see the defense step up and make a big play.
Yeah, I was wondering if they were ever going to get him in the backfield. Nice to see him get a stop. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of 1st downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Now it's Gurley. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 19 yards the pick up there. Move the chains. It's been a remarkable day at the office for him running the football. Those yards just continue to pile well past 100.
And how about more than double-digit carries in the second half alone? That's what you want as a runner, because you've got to prove to your offensive line that you're going to be as tough as they are. They don't rotate in and out on every play. Running backs often do, so those who can stay out there with their offensive linemen, those are the guys they really value.
So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They're looking at second down now as they search for a consolation score. Here comes a 20th carry for Gurley. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
Go ahead.
The Ravens on third down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. And he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Here we go.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. They're running with Gurley. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. They run out of the shotgun with Gurley. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. The stop was made by Jannard Avery.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Number 53, Mike 53.
On 2nd and 9, Garoppolo. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack. Back at the 47-yard line. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. So the sack of Garoppolo. And now what can they come up with on 3rd and long? On the toss, it's Gurley. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. The Browns will quickly use their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. They converted once earlier in this drive, but they'll roll the dice here again on 4th down. They'll go for it. It's Garoppolo. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Browns are going to get this thing back. Excellent field position. Chubb. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And it'll be 2nd and 12. They run. Chubb. 4 yards on the pickup there, and now they're left with a 3rd and 8. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Browns, it'll be a 500 start as the win gets them back to 2-2. And they'll get another road test next week as they have to go to Santa Clara to take on the 49ers. Meanwhile, for the Ravens, they'll drop down to 1-3. And they'll try to rebound next week as they head to Heinz Field to take on the Steelers. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.